Now let's think about what we need to do to make this an e-commerce application. Now we've already have a lot of things that are covered. We have registration, so user registration. We covered that in TryDjango 1.8. So we already know that we can actually have a login and password for these users. And we also have confirmed email addresses for these users, which is really good. But we don't have the things that really make a application a e-commerce application. So let's start thinking about what those things are. So I'm going to create a new file in here, and we're going to call this file todo.txt. And we're just going to think about all the things that we need to do in this project. Now the first thing is we need to add products, right? We absolutely need to have products. We need a way to interact with the products that are being sold. So there's a few different aspects of this that we'll talk about in a second. And then we also need to add a checkout, so the checkout process itself. And then finally, we need to actually add a way to accept payment. So payment, right? So we have products, checkout, and payment. It's really pretty much that simple. Now, of course, there's a lot of things that go on with all this stuff to make sure it works correctly. So the first thing with products, we want to be able to see a single product. So we'll say single product, or a detail view is another way to look at that. So the details of any particular product. We need to list out the products. So a list view. We also might want to have a way to update and delete products, maybe inventory control, and possibly even viewable, so inventory plus viewable, so on site basically. And then let's see, we want also the ability for users to search products. All right, so that should be good for now. We'll worry about those things in a moment. And then with the checkout process, we'll probably need a cart, so a shopping cart. And then we also want to have like maybe auth users or authenticated users and guest users, so non-auth, so not authenticated. And then that might be good for checkout. So, but then again, if we want to have a shipping ability, so if we might want to add shipping and billing addresses for each checkout. So that's something else that we might actually add. And then payment, finally, we'll do integration with Braintree. And then this will include like steps on how you can do another one. Or, well, maybe not exact steps, but suggestions on how you could do it. All right, so this is a decent roadmap as to where we want to go with this project. Now, along the lines, we might actually want to add some stuff to this, and we will. So one of the things that we might want to see is like social sharing buttons for a actual single product. We might want to have the ability for somebody to just pin it on Pinterest or share it on Facebook or whatever. As we know, that's definitely a very popular thing to do at this point. So here's our roadmap right now. There are things that we might add to it. We might also remove something, like inventory control might be so simple that we don't actually need to go into too much depth with it, but this is the roadmap as where we're going to go. Now this is also very important that we're doing physical products here. So they're not going to be digital products, physical, right? All physical, just like as if it was Amazon.com, but only the part that isn't digital. So anything that's going to be shipped or billed to. Physical or digital products are a whole nother realm that we're just not going to cover in e-commerce too. So that's just something to think about as we go through this. The reason they're a whole nother realm is because digital products take a completely different way on how you can securely sell digital products without people stealing them fairly easily on your site. But for e-commerce 2, this is what we're going to be doing. If you have any questions on this, let us know. Otherwise, let's keep going.